Beautiful day today in Baltimore, early spring day. Logan Callahan going to go up against Matthew Pilato, one of the top face-off men in the country, 6th in the country, number 27 in red for Rutgers. So it's going to be a big challenge for Callahan today at the dot. Rutgers wins possession. They'll go on offense first. Splain brings it into the offensive end. Now a little more urgency with 10 to shoot. Zeller's just going to have to let it fly. And he does on the run, and he scores!
This is
just
big
as the
for
shot clock
Rutgers.
was winding down, Cart.
Absolutely. You think they have to rush it to beat the shot clock, but Colin Zeller gets to the middle of the field. If you're Johns Hopkins, you have to squeeze him down the alley there. He's got such a great angle after that roll dodge. Gives them that option and takes pressure off this guy right here, Matt Collison, who might be having one of the best seasons of any midfielder in college lacrosse.
Collison loses it, tracked down by Jimmy Ayers. Collison has plenty of time now. He's got some room to run, but he might step down. Instead, he passes it off. First save of the day for Stoller. So you're going to see 7 in White Bauer. A lot of attack today. Tries to skip it way up top. Shot steered aside by Stoller.
He wants his left hand, so the scout right there for Hopkins. Flush him down that right side.
Very well by Jack Montfort, veteran D-Mitty, and now it's a turnover. Here comes Hackler. He'll shoot. Save made that time by Stoller again.
Colin Cardilla, 88 in red, is their top option. Ideally, you'd want him at midfield, but he has to play attack for this team right now.
Kelly shoots on the run. Save made by Jelinas. That's his best save of the day here early. Here's Bauer. Gets a check from his D-Mitty before he checks out. On the run, Ayers. Wide open shot and goal. Brooks English, his 7th of the year, knocks this game at 1 apiece.
He's having a heck of a year, Cotter. Brooks English, 7th goal. He's got 14 assists, tremendous vision. Last week against Navy, though, he showed some goal-scoring ability with the 2 goals and 1 assist. And with no Russell Melendez, you want a big, heavy dose of Brooks English. 25 in white, maybe the most cerebral offensive player for Peter Milliman. No one picks him up, steps and rips. Blue Jays answer with a little English. Right, so when Melendez comes back, that frees up Eiler, and he has a much more success rate or opportunity for success against the second option of the defenders.
Wide open shot, score! No one thought to pick up Sean Krogan. He got a point-blank shot at Stoller, and he buried it.
The timing in the substitution game, you see Krogan just flying off the midfield because they used the box and manipulated the sub game, and it gave him about a 7-yard start.
Murphy is running that first attack unit. Save made by Jelinas. That's his best of the day. It's called NASCAR, but this is like NASCAR under a yellow flag.
Yeah, it's NASCAR from defense to offense, but then it's kind of
down.
Yeah, the transmission drops when it gets into the offensive end.
Great look inside, feed, and score!
Chavette makes the pass, and Eiler, the patience of Eiler. If he catches that ball, Cotter, right away and shoots, he gets stuffed by Stoller. But he makes Stoller go from pipe to pipe, and while he's doing that, that extra fake gets Stoller on the ground.
So
yeah,
Chavette,
too.
Yeah, if Chavette is out, that's their entire starting attack from the first game of the year, not in this game.
Yeah, and the rest of those guys are natural righties, Cotter, so when you lose Chavette, who's a lefty, that kind of just adds a little salt to the wound.
Splain picks it up. There's Murphy, looking to dodge on the shorty. Finds a cutter inside, misses the cage. Cardilla missed, had a great opportunity. Their best scorer couldn't finish. Still, though, keeps possession. Now he'll shoot. It's the outside of the cage. Linus hustles to get possession to Hopkins.
With grad students, too. The Mitch Bartolos of the world from UPenn and Connor Kurse from Villanova. Those guys had a wealth of experience by the time they got on the bench.
Great move that time by Dylan Bauer. Can't finish. And yet, here we are with Princeton, losing all that talent. Still a top 5 team in the country.
Credit to Coach Madelon. He's been amazing finding talent and developing. Last year, Cotter, they had 7 starters from Princeton on other tournament teams. 7. So imagine giving Princeton, who was a playoff team, those extra 7 guys who were all starting on other playoff teams.
Yeah, it'd been amazing. Tip of the cap to Coach Madelon for sure. Great cut, great score! Hayden Summer on the receiving end of that beautiful pass. That looked like Curdilla who fed him in the middle.
He's the one guy, as you see him finishing, that I think has a little bit of Ross Scott pop in him in terms of his footwork and his explosiveness. But this time he does it off ball, and their best offensive player, Colin Curdilla, his head is up, he dissects the defense, and he sees that pressure. You see 2-3 white jerseys that are attracted to 88 in red.
Callahan and Pilato continue their battle. 2 of the best in the country. This time Callahan gets the better of him. Tough pass for Bauer. Can't handle it. This is the Good job.
That's a good slide. That is a very good slide, Cotter. Like, it's physical, it's timed properly. This defense has brought it, man. This defense has done their job in 2025.
Great move to get open. Tough angle shot and scores. There's Eiler again.
So, Cotter, I'm watching the Virginia game when Melendez gets hurt, and Charlie Eiler makes some plays. I'm saying to myself, how has he not been on the field before? And then the following week, he crushes it up in the dome with 4 points with moves similar to this. He has that pop. He has that explosive ability to separate from defenders and create his own shot.
California kid scoring on the other end. Here's Summer from Texas. Good feet inside, nowhere to go with it. That's good ball movement, though. That's NASCAR offense. Shoot, score!
It's a nice rip by Aiello. The ball movement starting to spin a little bit. You get Hopkins reeling defensively. And then the big lefty, just a freshman, he can hammer it from the outside. You give him that much time, that much room, no pressure on the gloves.
For those of you new to the sport, on a shot, whether it goes out on the end line or a sideline, player closest to the ball as soon as it goes out of bounds gets possession. That was Rutgers. Tied up. That's that young man from Texas again. That's 2 straight for Hayden Summer.
He's making a case to stay on the field. Summer had only 2 goals heading into today's contest, the 6 assists. Has the playmaking ability and the vision as a passer today. He's lighting it up as a scorer. 3 in red, giving them some purpose, some light. We're all tied up down in Homewood. Putting up monster numbers for Harvard and Chris Kavanaugh for my money in May. Who's going to bet against that guy from Notre Dame?
Yeah, Michigan right now leading Maryland 10-8 in the 4th quarter, start of the 4th. Rutgers trying to get another one here. The Knights have no quit in them at all. Colin Curdilla. And just like that, Rutgers is back on top as Maryland is finding out right now at home against Michigan. You better lace them up every single game in league play. Otherwise, you're going to get burned. The margin of error is razor thin here, Carp.
Pilato with a great face-off win. And
30 seconds to shoot for Collison. Good look. Chavette tried to improve his angle. Better defensive job. Cutting inside. Score. That was Dylan Bauer. Great look to find him cutting. Hopkins levels it up at 5.
You know, Chavette's not known as an elite passer, but he has today 2 terrific assists. One to Charlie Eiler, this one to Dylan Bauer. He's got the short stick, so now he knows he has the eyes of the defense. You have to support that matchup if you're Rutgers. Who's sliding? Who's going to help Chavez? He's proven himself as a Dodger this season.
15 to shoot. Wanted a flag, they aren't going to get it. Collison on the move. That was check it.
Yeah, he ran out of angle there.
Coming out of the timeout now with 20 to shoot. That's Cardilla up top to Summer. He already has 2 on the day. On the run, shoots. Forcing Jelinas to make the save, but he does just that. Now quickly on the other end. Collison. Haven't seen that big rip yet from him today. Now he takes one, now he scores! Well, it took almost a half before 16 was finally able to find the back of the net. But with 13.3 remaining in this first half, he's given Hopkins the lead back.
What an absolute beast. You know, we're talking about who demands a slide. Right now, the defender is not beat. Spillane is not beat. That's actually good defense. But this is, honestly, how do you stop it? They now have the needed experience to get into Big Ten play and match a team like Johns Hopkins.
Face-off violation by Callahan to start this second half, and a great start for Rutgers, like they started the first half. This time it's Cardilla buries it, and we're right back to even.
The second time, Cotter, because of the switch from midfield to attack, he is settled and situated off a quick whistle to let it fly. He's had 2 righty hammer shots from the outside off of a face-off wing and a quick whistle.
Callahan couldn't take that draw because of the violation last time out, so instead, it's Rutgers who gets it, and it's Pilato who gives the Scarlet Knights the lead. A dream starts in the second half. For Rutgers on the road, they retake the advantage.
Grad student out of Union College going to the banks for his last year of eligibility. D1 has not been the transition or the struggle that many people thought it could be.
Chavez. Back into his left hand, but nowhere to go with it. Skips it over to Bauer. Feeding inside. That ball was deflected before it got to Cage. Boston with a full head of steam. Check. Move it to Bauer. Spins underneath his defender. Ball is loose in front. Now behind the cage, picked up initially by English. All kinds of battle for it. Coming out of there with it was Spillane.
Smith is, without a doubt, playing like a first-team All-American this season for the Jays.
Summer. Skips it all the way to the far side. Wide open look, and it's Kelly who buries it. What kind of a game is Hayden Summer having?
Took the words right out of my mouth. You know, they platooned him a little bit at attack in midfield. I think he looks like a version of Ross Scott, right? He's got the vision, he's got the 2 goals here. Possibly keep him on the field and pair him a little bit with Cardilla and then Aiello on the left side. That could be a recipe for Rutgers moving forward from an attack perspective. He's a big dude, 6'5", 210. Yes.
Jelinas really with a nice save. That was point blank from Kelly.
That's what's going to define this offense right now that's struggling with 6 goals against a really good defense. Who can own a matchup? Because it's not going to be scheme. The scheme is difficult right now for the Blue Jays with all the different parts.
Attila, nothing doing. Here's Richmond coming upfield. Good look. Shot, score! Colin Kelly. Well, Jelinas got the better of him on his last couple of shots, Clark, but that time Kelly wasn't going to make the mistake again.
The Duke gets loose here. Duke Richmond with a phenomenal pass to Kelly. It looks right there that Hopkins isn't communicating the right way. Guys are flying all over the field.
Hopkins offense.
There's been no dodging threat. Like, Collison's goal was unassisted, but he didn't even beat Spillane. He just rushed and pounded it through him.
Here's again another situation. This time he passes it off, but it's saved by Stoller. And he prevents it from rolling by him.
Wow, he's something else. He's a starter as a freshman for a Big Ten team, and I'm sure there are many Stoller family members watching this one live.
Summer on the run, scores! That hat trick for Hayden Summer.
Cypress, Texas. Culver Military Academy, all rise. He has blown up in this contest. He had a game of runs early on, but the runs stopped offensively for the Jays.
He had a bunch of lead changes and ties, and not since the end of that first half. So he reset the shot clock to 20. Broken stick for Rutgers, and fortunate that, and even in conference, Clark, because their game next week at Michigan is suddenly a much better game, with Michigan beating Maryland today. They beat them in triple overtime. Time saved by Jelinas.
Right? Denver's not having the season now, so that win looked better then than it does now. And Georgetown just lost to Richmond. Yeah, Georgetown loses to Richmond. Loyola was 0-7 heading into the weekend. So you have all these games.
Virginia.
Yeah, it's not a typical Virginia win. So that's where you start having a little concern. The schedule.
Great passing finish by Chauvet, though. That'll help, Clark. I mean, if you want to turn things around, we said they just need to get one goal. They got to find it from somewhere here, and they got one from Chauvet, so it gives them life. It's their first goal since late in the second quarter.
And he has 2 goals coming into today. He's got 3 on the afternoon. You've seen the body language, too, how he's looking at things.
That should do it. Colin Zeller on the run. And the Scarlet Knights celebrate.
He pops this one. I was watching a game earlier in the season against LIU. Zeller had a lefty on the run, ripper. And this one just runs past the double team. And Jelinas doesn't step to the ball. That's the second time there's no pop or movement to the ball.
Eiler. Yeah, he's going to score on that backhand. Another beautiful move by Charlie Eiler.
Spectacular move by Eiler, but I was calling for this in the third quarter. Like late in the third quarter, asking, like, who's going to win your matchup? I felt like there was no attempt to even do these one-on-one moves in the third and fourth quarter until it's probably too late. I looked at the teams on paper heading into the weekend. Could argue there's 8 teams that could win a national title. But in May, I'm always going to lean towards someone who has a superstar. Superstars take their teams to another level, just like Pat Cavanaugh and Liam Entenmann did the last couple of years. That's why I believe, some way, shape, or form, as Rutgers celebrates a much-needed win and a huge changing point for their season,